Good morning and welcome to Historic St. Peter's Church in downtown Salisbury, Maryland. I'm Daniel Cherrix, music director. Today's hymn is 477 in the hymnal 1982, All Praise to Thee, for Thou, O King Divine. The hymn was written by an old friend of ours we've learned about before, Francis Bland Tucker, who was born in, I think, 1897, am I right? 1895 in Norfolk, Virginia. He died in 1984. He was the son of a bishop. He was the brother of a presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church. He served in France during World War I. He was educated at UVA and at the Virginia Theological Seminary. From 1945 to 1967, he was rector of Christ Church in Savannah, Georgia. That's John Wesley's church in Savannah, Georgia. It's said of Reverend Tucker that he was most talented at adapting new poetic language to ancient hymns. And when I say ancient, I mean things from the 3rd century, the 4th century, the 5th century. Things written by sort of the great beginners of the Christianity and Christian poetry, saints even. The tune, Engelberg, was written by Charles Villiers Stanford. Now, we think of him, we associate him with really the finest in Anglican or English choral music. His settings of the Magnificat and the Nunc Dimittis are legendary. He has a beautiful, beautiful choral work called The Blue Bird. But he was Irish. He was not English. He was born in Dublin, Ireland in 1852. He died in London in 1924. He was educated. He had such a prestigious educational lineage. Cambridge University. He studied in Leipzig, and we hopefully all remember the great J.S. Bach was at St. Thomas Church in Leipzig for the bulk of his career, especially the last bit of it. And Villiers Stanford was also educated in Berlin. So this Irishman goes to Germany and learns all he can about music and comes and proceeds to offer in England some of the finest music produced out of the English-speaking world. While he was at Cambridge as a student, he was already organist at Trinity College, Cambridge. And if you go on YouTube now and you look up Trinity College Choir, Cambridge, you'll see very quickly, you'll hear very quickly that they're one of the finest choral groups in existence. I think this is interesting. Stanford fought for the inclusion of women in the Cambridge University Musical Society. So he was fighting for women to sort of infiltrate, that's not a good word for it, be included is a better word. Infiltrate, really, Daniel? To be included in this men and boys tradition. So here we go. This will be our first hymn on Sunday morning. Sunday morning is the last Sunday in the church year, and it's called the Feast of Christ the King. So we celebrate Christ as monarch, or God and Christ, the monarch of the universe. So here we go. Oh, one more interesting thing is, as I mentioned, Reverend Tucker was known for adapting texts from ancient texts. Well, this is his own text. This is a F. Bland Tucker original set to the tune Engelberg. One more fairly interesting thing, Stanford wrote Engelberg as an alternate tune to For All the Saints. So we sing For All the Saints too. And this was the alternate tune. All right, here we go. Our first hymn, Sunday morning, for the Feast of Christ the King. All praise to thee, for thou, O King divine, by F. Bland Tucker, sung to the tune Engelberg by Charles Villiers Stanford, number 477 in the hymnal 1982. Our first hymn this coming Sunday for the Feast of Christ the King, the last Sunday in the church liturgical year. After that, Advent 1. Can you believe it? Advent 1, 2020. All right, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support of the music ministry at St. Peter's and St. Peter's, all of St. Peter's ministries. Be sure to check out our online church bazaar. Go to the website, you can find it. You can probably find information on Facebook. Also, join me tomorrow for the hymn of the day. We'll also deal with, we'll not deal with, but we'll hear some hymns all week that are related to the Feast of Christ the King. And also at noon tomorrow, we have a service of healing with Holy Eucharist. Thank you for being here and being involved with St. Peter's. Thank you.